Hello, welcome this Sunday morning. I hope everyone had an awesome Saturday. It was hot, but still really nice. Two police officers in Connecticut were shot while responding to a call. Governor Bruce Rauner announced he's sending roughly 150 Army National Guard members to Puerto Rico. We're following several breaking stories this morning, beginning in Poplar Bluff, where a terrible crash happened last night involving 4 teenagers. President Trump has triggered a feud with some of the nation's top athletes. The dust-up includes his comments about the NFL and now falling out with some of the biggest sports stars in the world. As if you're using a fireplace, remember to clean it first and avoid any unnecessary risk. But after a pretty cold week, I was under my covers, Brian, yesterday. Do we have any luck for the future of this week?
Tomorrow, Brittany, won't feel all that bad.
Good. And New York City is stepping up security ahead of today's New York Marathon. The annual event attracts spectators and runners from around the world. The CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette reports the added protection comes just days after Tuesday's terrorist attack in Manhattan. Hello, welcome this Sunday morning. I hope everyone had an awesome Saturday. It was hot, but still really nice. Here, take a look at this video coming from Chicago, where a flash flood warning is in effect until this morning. This flash flooding is from showers and thunderstorms. Not the best situation there. We're not expecting anything like that here, but Brian has the details on the possibility for some wet weather in his first alert forecast. We're following several breaking stories this morning, beginning in Poplar Bluff, where a terrible crash happened last night involving 4 teenagers, killing 3 of them. Happening on Route W, just north of Poplar Bluff, according to the Missouri State Highway Patrol, the crash involved just one vehicle, driven by a 16-year-old. And the MSHP reports the vehicle crossed the center line, ran the road, and hit a tree. The driver, with 2 passengers, another 16-year-old and a 14-year-old, died. There was one survivor, a 14-year-old, who was flown to a hospital in Memphis, Tennessee with serious injuries. At Virginia State University, one person was shot on campus last night. The school was on lockdown for more than 4 hours following after this shooting. After officers found the victim with a gunshot wound, they were taken to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The shooting happened during the busy homecoming weekend at the university. A hip-hop concert took place that night at the school's multi-purpose center. And officers say they believe the school was an isolated incident and that there was no further threat on campus. More breaking news. Official at the Joint Base in San Antonio, Randolph, went door to door searching for suspects after a chase with the officers. And so far, 2 men have already been taken into custody. It started after a deputy tried to pull over a driver in an SUV that was reported stolen. A chase started, and officials say the driver crashed through a fence at that base. The suspects then ran off. That's when text messages were sent to families on the base telling them to take shelter in place. 2 suspects were taken into custody shortly after that, and officials say they do not know if the 3rd suspect is still hiding on the base. In Miami, Florida, a girl fell inside a cruise ship and died. It happened on a Carnival ship on Saturday. The 8-year-old was on the Carnival Glory with her family. The ship had just returned and docked at Port Miami when this happened inside an interior atrium. Police say the girl fell from a landing to a lower deck about 20 feet below. She was rushed to a hospital in Miami where she later died. Now take a look at this video of a massive fire in California. This happened at a fabric manufacturing property in Los Angeles Saturday night, and it took more than 2 hours to knock down the flames and a total of 130 firefighters. There was no reported injuries to the firefighters or anyone else. In Kansas, a man who spent more than 20 years for a double murder he didn't commit was released and exonerated. His conviction, Lamont McIntyre, has been professed his innocence, and relatives of the victims and the member of the jury said the wrong man was in jail. Brian Johnson was there as he walked out a free man. That was Brian Johnson reporting from Kansas City, Kansas. It's 6:13 and we'll be right back.